Hi, everybody. Welcome to Division III Baseball MIAA Conference here from the Lakeshore. Hope College is seen here at beautiful Movie Stadium. And speaking of beautiful, what a day for baseball. 77 degrees here at Hope. Wind blowing out of the west-northwest. Very gentle, 10 mile an hour left to right across the outfield as we welcome you to a great matchup. The first of three games between the MIAA leading Adrian Bulldogs at 12-3. Taking on the Hope College Flying Dutchman at 7-8 in conference, and Hope's on the outside looking in. They're a game back out of that final playoff spot. Only 4 of the 8 teams in conference make the playoffs, but Hope has put themselves in the conversation with wins in their 6 of their last 7 games. But how about Adrian? They've won 8 of their last 9, 12 of their last 14, and that 8-for-9 streak was broken by Calvin last Saturday in Game 2 of the doubleheader, as Adrian just had a season-low 1 hit in the loss. But this is a dynamic Adrian Bulldog team under longtime head coach Craig Rainey and Ryan Doro, the head coach for Hope College in his first year. But Craig Rainey, 833 career wins in his 32nd season. He's won a lot of MIAA titles. Hope College trying to be the upstart as they'll play one single 9-inning regulation game today and then 2 on Saturday at Adrian. Hope will feature Mason Belmore, the senior out of Battle Creek Lakeview, and Belmore 4-5 with a 5.43, making his 12th start, but he's had great success his last 4 games with an ERA of just 2.86. And he's going to need it today as he takes on an Adrian team that's batting .340 in 15 MIAA games. First pitch is called for a strike. Justin Rutkowski says so, the home plate umpire. Kirk Vanderlaan and Jeffrey Knapp working the infield. For the first batter, Cam Oliver, the Florida product, wearing number 4, 338 average, making his 19th start. A lot of those starts have been in the second half of the season. One of 3 left-handed bats for Coach Rainey. Belmore slices one foul, well hit. Kind of a Yankee look for Adrian in their pinstripes with a gray top and bottom. Hope in their traditional Hope home jerseys and pants. The Dutchman scripted across the chest. Glad to have you along, Adrian, Hope fans alike. It'll be Cam Miller, the left fielder, followed by Nick Bruder, who's playing shortstop. Ryan Davis will man third base today. Cleanup hitter David Kedrow, he'll do the catching. Off speed, Goodwin. Good fight off by Oliver. Batting fifth is the DH Easton Rogers. Jake Burns at first base. Batting sixth, right fielder Lincoln Hayward. He's in the 7th slot. Rolando Jimenez at second base, batting 8th. And Jack Boyke, fine center fielder, 9th in the order. For a team that can score some runs. ERA's fantastic, but looking at the offense, almost 9 runs per game in conference play. All these stats that we're quoting as MIAA games. And Oliver draws a leadoff walk, something that Mason Belmore has been stingy on.
Batting second, number 5.
Less than 2 walks per game in the last 4 starts for Belmore, but he's been solid in his career. A little under 2.5 walks per 9. But by this order for Adrian, as Nick Bruder comes to the plate, couple of home runs. Second in the MIAA in runs scored as he waves a brown and gold bat. Extra base power is here for Adrian as well. They walk a fair amount of times. They don't strike out at all, just under 4 per 9 as a team, which is outstanding. And that contact is going to win you a few games. Double play depth for the Flying Dutchman. Off speed, Stratman. High throw down to second. Peter had a chance as he tried to make the best of it, but sliding headfirst is Oliver with his 4th steal of the year, and he puts himself in scoring position. Adrian, a fair running team, 3rd in the league with 28 steals and 36 attempts, but Oliver very fast at second as Peter, Hope second baseman, tries to keep him honest. That one lifted in the air to right center field. High sun for Collins as he comes in and makes the grab. Oliver bluffs, stays at second. Not hit deep. Let's take a look at that Hope College defense. It's the senior Dylan Kleinedler, shortstop Elliot Peter manning second base. Junior Cade Seabaugh at first. Al Money, the senior, at third, and Ben Stratman, who's been the everyday catcher this year, and the senior out of Ann Arbor Pioneer. DH today for the Flying Dutchman, Colton Kinney, the freshman. Good curveball into Ryan Davis, leads the team with 5 home runs, 36 RBI. Good power, good discipline, 21 walks, leads his team as well. Belmore, first base side of the rubber, delivers a fastball, and Davis delivers it to center field. Going back is DeMann. He's running out of room. That one is off the big tarp. Just left a straightaway center field. Oliver had to hold put at second, and he had a late start. But the 11th double of the year for Davis. DeMann was battling the sun. I don't know if he would have come up with that regardless, as that was high off the screen.
25. David
If you look
Kedrell.
straight away to center above the Hope
Now
College fence,
Kedrell.
out straight away, you've got about 15 to 18 feet of fencing right above, and you got to clear that for a home run. Any other park, it would have been a round tripper. David Kedrow, the catcher and the cleanup hitter, looks at a slider inside corner. 12 hits per game for Adrian. They lead the league in doubles with 38. Home runs tied with Hope, 13 in 15 games. And all that extra base power makes them first in the league in slugging percentage at just a tick over 500. That's a wonderful team stat collectively. Belmore, 5.43 ERA, but oddly enough, the senior has only had one career start against Adrian in his career, and that was as a freshman back in 2022. Ground ball hit slowly, picked up by Kleinedler, tossed to first, and that one is in for the out. Run will score, but Kedrow does his job, picks up his 40th RBI of the season, and Adrian on the board with a 1-0 lead.
Number 26, Easton Rogers.
Kedrow, like we said, the team doesn't strike out, kept the ball in play. Staying at second is Davis. Oliver comes in to score. 2 gone for Easton Rogers. Slider in for a strike, outside edge. 4 home run for Rogers. Fifth all-time in Adrian Lord with 20 career home runs. There's another slider right at the knees for a strike. And speaking of home runs, Ryan Davis, who had that double, he leads all Adrian players all time with 26 home runs. He's in a lot of the top 10 in the offensive categories. He's at second, 2 gone, 1-0 Adrian. Back-to-back sliders and a fastball up and in. Easton Rogers from Mason, Michigan. I'm trying to think somebody that I know from Mason sitting to my left. Oh, Sports Information Director Alan Babbitt. Inside Cheese backs away.
I give him the edge on power.
Alan to my left says to me he's going to give Rogers the edge on power, but Alan Babbitt, I think he's ambidextrous, so I wouldn't be surprised if he can bat from the left side as well. 2 outs, runner at second. Wave of the bat by Rogers. That one well hit. Trouble going back is Bennett's. Will he have room? Still drifting and makes the grab to the left of the 385 sign as Rogers gave it a ride. Adrian scores first. 1 hit, 1 run,
First, 1 run,
1
hit.
left. Hope comes
No
to bat
errors, 1
trailing
left.
1-0 in the bottom of the first when we come back on the Hope Sports
1-0.
Network.
Flying Dutchman coming to bat.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
Hope students come from diverse backgrounds, ready to create an environment
where truth is sought, all voices are amplified, and challenges are met with determination and confidence. The Hope student body is ready to change the world.
Adrian Bulldogs will send their fine right-hander out of Clinton, Ohio. The 6'2 right-hander Jackson Clark, 5-2 with a 3.36, making his 10th start of his junior campaign, and he has been virtually unhittable as he's gone 3-0 in his last 3 starts with an ERA of 1.23. But what's even more impressive is just the lack of base runners that opponents have had against this right-hander. Just over 4 hits per 9 innings of work, and he's only had 3 walks in his last 22 innings, so you get the picture. Team's batting just 128 against him in that span. He'll face Colton Kinney, the DH for Hope, to lead things off. Elliot Peter at second base in the number 2 slot. Third is Jace DeMann, the center fielder. Ben Stratman, the catcher, will man the cleanup duties. Corbin Bennett's in left field. Batting 5th, Kate Seabaugh, first baseman, batting 6th. First pitch swinging is Kinney as he fouls it off right side. Brendan Collins in right field will hit 7th. Senior Al Money, third baseman, number 8. And Dylan Klein-Edler, the shortstop, batting 9th for Ryan Doro. In the air, right side, Hayward drifting. Now goes to his left and makes a nice catch as Kinney gave it a push but one up and one down.
13. Elliot Peter. Second baseman Peter.
Clark's last outing on the mound for Adrian was against Calvin in a 12-2 victory. That went only 8 innings. And that was a season high for him as he went all 8 innings, gave up just 4 hits, picked up the win, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 3. So that went high and tight to Elliot Peter, sophomore out of Zionsville, Indiana. Oddly enough, we talked about Mason Belmore, just 1 start against Adrian in his career, and that went inside, and that'll hit Peter. No surprise, he's second on the team in times being hit by a pitch. And that's number 15 for him, so Hope with the base runner. But Jackson Clark, just 1 career start against Hope. That was a couple of years ago. And maybe a start he'd like to forget. Gave up a career-high 5 walks, took the loss, 4 hits, 7 earned runs, though, in just 3 innings of work. Nice cut by Jace DeMann. So kind of odd that 2 veteran pitchers have only faced the opposing team 1 time. Jace has been as hot as anybody as he looks at a strike at the knees. Comes in at 333, 22 RBI. Backhand stop by the catcher, Kedro. RBI leaders for Hope, you've got Bennett's with 22. You've got, I checked that, Kinney with 23, Bennett's with 22, and Jace DeMann with 22, all bunched up in the top 3. Jam job, good fight off by DeMann. This junior out of South Christian High School has raised his batting average 53 points in the last 9 games. Reason being, he's batted .459 in that stretch, 17 for 37 with power. Throw back to first. This is a team in Adrian, they don't give up stolen bases. They've only allowed 25 on the course of the year. Swing and a miss, beautiful off speed. DeMann chases. Not a big strikeout pitcher is Clark, averaging just over 5 per 9, but he gets DeMann to bite. 2 gone for the catcher, Ben Stratman. Only other action today is Calvin hosting Albion, and Calvin, a game back of Adrian, these Bulldogs for first place in conference. Albion reeling after being swept by Hope last weekend. It's a 1-0, no Albion, in Grand Rapids in the bottom of the 3rd. Well, that Albion series was something that Hope it saved their season. It put them in the conversation. They came back on Friday for one of the biggest deficits we've seen in a long time as Stratman takes a strike. Hope is down 9-3 going into the bottom of the 7th. They put a 3-burger in the 7th, a 3-burger in the 8th. And then Cade Seabaugh with a walk-off winner, home run just to the left of the big fence, straightaway center field to save the day for Hope. And then Hope the next day took the doubleheader at Albion, 11-6 and 3-1. 3 balls and 1 strike to Stratman, batting .301. He scuffled a little bit in MIAA play, batting just .170. Slider, outside edge, caught the black. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hope comes in batting .290, third in the league. Second in runs at almost 7. The offense has really picked up. Most of the reason that Hope has won 6 of their last 7, their batting average in that span, .336, 40 points better than their season average, and almost 10 runs a game in that stretch. And the extra base power has increased too. They've been clicking at just over 4 extra base hits per 9 in that 7-game series. Good battle between Stratman and Clark on the mound. That one lined to right field. That'll get down for a base hit. Down the line, fielded by Hayward. Rounding third, getting the wave home as the throw went up to second base, and now nobody manning third base, and checking into third is Stratman. RBI double for him. 12th of the year for Stratman, who came in, like we said, really struggling. But he knocks it down with a beautiful double the opposite way. We got a 1-1 tie.
Number 4.
Just the third extra base hit of the year for Ben, but RBI number 12 brings home Peter. Stratman at third, taking advantage of the wayward throw. Jackson has been about as impressive as a pitcher in the MIAA so far, based on the numbers. Curveball got away from him. Two outs for Corbin Bennett, the freshman, 5'8", 185-pound left fielder, reaching out and fighting off a good pitch. Boy, Clark really enjoys that outside edge. He was working a few things out, was Clark, in non-conference portion of the schedule. Slider popped up, could be playable. Giving chase to the first baseman, Burns makes the grab, and the inning is over. RBI double by Ben Stratman. 1-1 ties, one in the books here from Hope. We'll be right back on the Hope Sports Network.
1 error. 1 left.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
Our students act as beacons of hope for their community. They lead with courage, conviction, patience, and strength. They're ready to change the world.
Holland BPW is proud to support Hope Athletics and commitment to energy efficiency. It's easy for Holland BPW electric customers to get started with Home Energy 101 at hollandenergyfund.com. With Home Energy 101, learn the best ways to maximize efficiency and save on your utility bills. You also get a kit of energy-saving supplies valued at up to $300. Get started at hollandenergyfund.com today.
Bulldogs bat in the top of the second inning here from Boovie Stadium. Welcome to MIAA Baseball on the YouTube channel. Looking at the conference standings, Adrian in first at 12-3. Calvin a game back at 11-4, and a Calvin team that was favored sixth in the preseason has been the biggest surprise of the year. Adrian favored first in the preseason poll. Alma in third at 8-5. 2 games back out of first, and then Kalamazoo's been playing some good baseball. They've won 5 straight since losing to Hope, and they've got the 4th and final tournament spot if the season ended today. It's going to be an ambitious schedule for the Flying Dutchman. They come in at 7-8. They've won 4 straight. Inside pitch to Jake Burns, second in the MIAA, batting .430 with 4 home runs. But Hope plays 3 against Adrian and then takes on second place Calvin next week to close out the season. That one flared into left center field. On the run is Bennett. He won't catch up to it. Fields it on a big hop and holds Burns to a leadoff single. Had extra bases potential. Second hit of the day for Adrian.
Number 11, Lincoln Hayward, the right fielder, Hayward.
Lincoln Hayward, the right fielder, the second of 3 left-handed bats in the lineup for Adrian. Probably the most we've seen all year. And the power just continues down the line. 3 home run for Hayward and a .327 average. That one into right center field. Jace DeMann stumbles, and nice play and right by Collins, who stayed with it, losing the cap in the effort. Good defensive play. As always this time of day, sun is always an issue, especially for the outfielders. Our America's flag and the Hope College flag waving over the left center field scoreboard. Moving left to right, out to right center. 3:30 down the line. Runner goes. Stratman to second. Good throw. Got him. Trying to make something happen is Burns, but he's cut down. First time he's been caught stealing all year long. He's tied with the team lead with 9 steals, but not that time. Stratman with a nice throw, and Peter applied the tag. 2 gone now for Rolando Jimenez, the second baseman. Jimenez is out of Tampa, Florida, Tampa Catholic High School. Check swing, he went. Several players out of Florida. Matter of fact, Cam Oliver out of Wiregrass Ranch High School. That's in Tampa, Florida, and his brother, Christian, who gets a fair amount of action on this Bulldogs as far as playing time. For Jimenez, 278. Decent power, 13 RBI to go along with 2 home runs. Flared right side, Seabaugh giving chase. And new life for Jimenez. Full count for the second baseman. Well, the sophomore had a great freshman campaign. Batted .384 last year, did Jimenez. And started this year with a bang. Hits in 14 of his first 16 games. He's tailed off a little bit in conference play as he awaits from the crouch from the right side. Payoff pitch inside, and Jimenez draws a 2-out walk. Second allotted by Belmore. Well, that caught stealing, the Stratman throwout really looms large. Instead of runners at first and second, runner at first with 2 gone for Jack Boyke. Left-hander, upright stance from the left side. Strike called by Justin Rutkowski. Home plate umpire today. Close stance deep in the batter's box for Boyke. Now just a lazy throw by Belmore. Number 9, Boyke, looking for some spark. The former all-conference player last year, 0 for his last 9 at the plate, and just 3 for his last 22. Runner goes. Stratman down to second. Climbed under the shortstop with a tag, and Stratman back-to-back throwouts in the senior. Playing large for a Hope defense that at times has been sketchy, but I'll tell you, their defense has really improved in conference games, and Stratman throws out 2 to end the threat for Adrian. 1-1 our score as we head to the bottom of the second here from Bowie Stadium at Hope College.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget Louis the Lightkeeper to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them, coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
With Tim Ramfos running Mission Control back at our studio here on the campus of Hope College, I'm Mike Coleman. Glad to have you along on this beautiful, beautiful Thursday afternoon. A game that was moved up from tomorrow. The forecast looked a little sketchy, so the powers that be brought it up to Thursday and a little extra half hour to allow Adrian. A couple guys had some exams, and nice gesture by Hope to get this one in. Kate Seabaugh in the air, mile high, right center field. Center fielder Boyke taking charge. One up and one down as Seabaugh pops out to start the second inning. Look at the defense for Adrian. Cam Oliver in left field. Boyke in center, Hayward manning right. Up the middle, it's Nick Bruder, the shortstop. Jimenez at second, Ryan Davis at third. Jake Burns, the first baseman, and David Kedrow behind home plate for Jackson Clark. Little check swing fielded by Clark on the first pitch by Brendan Collins. 2 quick outs. 2 outs on 3 pitches. That'll leave it up to Al Money. Well, Al Money cementing his place in Hope College history the hard way. He's the all-time hit-by-pitch player in Hope history. He's been plucked 68 times. But all kidding aside, he is kind of a junkyard dog of this Hope baseball team, the senior out of Midland. Just as steady as they come. Ground ball. Backhand is stopped by Davis. Tried to fire from his knees, juggled the baseball, and that's going to be a base hit for Money. Came in with hits in his last 6 of his last 7 games, make it 7 of his last 8. Batting .300 in that stretch, and Money is on with the 2-out single. For number 9 hitter, Dylan Kleinedler, one of the best hitters really in MI Conference play for Hope this year. Jackson delivers a strike. .278 average for Kleinedler. Clark tried to get Dylan to chase an off-speed, didn't bite. 1-1 for Kleinedler, a couple of home runs. 4 in his career. He's had good power in his 4th season. This is his best season as far as RBIs, hits, batting average. That one should end the inning. Sky high to left field. Oliver drifts, makes the grab, and Money is stranded at first base. 2 hits for the Flying Dutchman in this one. Both teams come away empty. 2 in the books here at Hope. 1-1 our score.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
Mason Belmore will start his third inning for the Hope Flying Dutchman in his 12th start of the year. By the way, Ben Stratman, who threw out 2 base runners in that last half inning defensively for Hope, it's the first time in his career he's thrown out more than 1 base runner in a game. He had 8 coming in, and back-to-back outs for the Bulldogs, courtesy of the arm of Stratman. Good stuff. My thanks to Sports Information Director Alan Babbitt with those tidbits. Update from Alma, Hope softball fell 2-1 in the first game of a doubleheader. Second one will start shortly. We'll keep you updated on that. That one well hit. Leaping up is Collins. It was hit so hard. Wasn't quite sure what to do. Boyke lined it straight to Collins for out number 1. Top of the order in Cam Oliver. Oliver walked to lead things off to start the game, stole second. That was his 4th steal of the year and scored on the David Kedrow ground out. 1-1 our score. Little humpback liner speared by Kleinedler for out number 2. Big, solid right-handed bat, Nick Bruder, steps to the plate. Popped up to shallow right, his only time up. Sophomore out of Centerville, Ohio. Pretty decent talent coming back for Adrian last year. Finished second in the MIAA, and as is custom, they rally during tournament time. Nice running grab by Collins towards right center to rob Bruder of a base hit. We'll tell you about Adrian's ventures into the tournament play last year right after this. Hope bats when we come back. 1-1 our score here from Hope.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
The River Place in downtown Holland redefines active senior living. A no-step floor plan is designed around your needs, so you can leave the worries of home ownership behind and enjoy a vibrant lifestyle right outside your door. Make the River Place your home. Visit resthaven.org/riverplace to reserve yours today.
Light action for the MIAA today. The only other game, Albion at Calvin today. But tomorrow, full slate, Calvin will be at Albion for 2. Doubleheader starts at 2 o'clock. And first pitch swinging is Colton Kinney behind the screen. Kedrow runs out of room. 0-1 on the leadoff hitter, Colton Kinney for Hope. Olivet at Kalamazoo. That's a single game at 4 o'clock. And then Hope could really use some help from Trine, who are eliminated from postseason play. Taking on Alma tomorrow. Alma 3 games up on Hope for one of the playoff spots. And then a lot of teams will turn around and play doubleheaders on Saturday. Weather looks a little iffy for tomorrow, so that's why this game was moved up. Alma fell yesterday to Calvin 9-2, so that helped the Flying Dutchman out. But getting back to our thought, Adrian finished second in the league last year. Slider outside. defeated Hope in game 1 of the tournament. Hope came right back with back-to-back shutouts by Mason Belmore and Trent Johnson. Swing and a miss. And for a player who's only struck out 8 times and over 100 at-bats, Colton Kinney chases the high heat. 1 down in the 3rd for Hope. Hope fell 8-3 in that championship game for Adrian. And since the inception of the MIAA tournament postseason, Adrian's won all but one. The only other one was won by the Kalamazoo Hornets a couple years ago. There's a strike call to Elliot Peter, the second baseman. So Adrian has owned the postseason. They've been to the MIAA tournament numerous times. And Craig Rainey has taken this team to 17 Division III tournament appearances. That one in the air. A lot of pop-ups in this game. Second baseman Jimenez takes over. And Peter, who scored in the first inning, is out number 2. So for Craig Rainey, 833 and 507 in his career, 14 regular season titles, 10 MIAA tournament titles of the 11 all-time, and those 17 tournament appearances, including 2 Division III World Series appearances. That one fouled straight back. But this is a Bulldogs team that really had to right the ship. They were 8-11 in their first 19 games, really scuffling, a batting average good but not great, 279, and an ERA not where they wanted it to be at 4.62. But then in the last 14 games, they've won 12 of those, and it's really been a 1-2 punch, an average almost 350 as a team, and an ERA of 2.38. So they are humming along, playing their best baseball at the right time. Jace DeMann struck out chasing a slider his first time up. 2 strikeouts for Jackson Clark, just averaging 5 per 9. 1-1 our score. Both runs came in the first inning. That one well hit into center field, going straight back as Boyke has room right in front of the warning track. 3 up, 3 down as Clark has retired 4 straight. Don't want to get him in a groove. We've got a tie ball game. We've played 3 here at Bowie Stadium. This is the Hope Sports Network. Well, since the first inning, it's been a really good pitchers duel. Mason Belmore, one of the premier pitchers in MIAA, going against Jackson Clark. And both pitchers allowed an earned run in the first inning. But really not much since. Belmore, working his 4th inning, has been very practical. Just 34 pitches through 3. Jackson Clark just 40 for Adrian in his 10th start through 3 innings. Ryan Davis, all-time home run king for Adrian. 5 this year. Modern day murderer's row a la the Yankees back in 27. As Davis looks kind of fitting, they're wearing pinstripes now that I think about it. Good slider by Belmore. 0-1 on Ryan Davis. That one in the air. Playable left field for Bennett. Easy can of corn for him. Ryan Davis, who had a double in the first, flies out for out number 1. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter David Kedro at a ground out RBI for Adrian's only run of the game. Kedrow, one of 4 all-conference players for Adrian last year. They've got a guy on the bench, Joe Casale, who's been all-conference twice and hasn't really factored in a lot this year, just 50 at-bats, and that just shows you the depth that this Bulldogs team has. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kedrow, 344 average combined the last 2 years, and an RBI machine, 73 RBI in his last 75 games. Swing back to the screen. Hope's held a very good bat in check throughout Kedrow's career, batting just .231 in 8 games against the Flying Dutchman. Ground ball in the hole, backstop by Kleinadler, can't come up with it. Would have been a tough throw. That's going to be a base hit for Kedrow. Third of the day for Adrian.
26, Easton Rogers.
1-3-1 for Adrian. 1-2-0 for Hope. For the DH, Easton Rogers. Bulldogs come in with a record of 20-13, 12-3 in conference play. That went off a little bit high for Belmore. Adrian took 2 of 3 against Calvin last week. There's a strike. That was a much anticipated series with both teams going into the day. First and second, respectively, in conference. Adrian, looking at the losses in conference play, they lost 2-0 against Olivet. That was back in April 5th. As Peter stumbles, but coming up and making the grab is the right fielder Brendan Collins for out number 2.
Number 23, Jake Burns.
So Adrian lost to Olivet, Calvin, and their last loss in conference was at Alma back on March 27th. So those are those 3 losses. Jake Burns comes in second in the league, .430 average, helped himself out with a single back in the second inning. First time he was caught stealing all year after that base hit on a nice throw by Hope catcher Ben Stratman. That one skips off the glove of Stratman. It's going to be a wild pitch for Belmore. Just his 3rd of the year, but puts a runner in scoring position for the 3rd time in 4 innings for Adrian. They've left one on the base pass, and those throwouts by Stratman loom very large at the moment. 28 RBI for Burns. Got some power as well. And that one looked like it went through the glove of Stratman. That's going to be a pass ball. Lead run 90 feet away for Burns. He just finds a way of getting on base besides his average. Second in the league, and 15 times he's been hit by a pitch. Walks a lot. Like we said, showing some pop. How about 3 home runs in his last 6 games of his 4 all season long? High bat over that right shoulder. Chance to drive in a run. Strike called. Outside corner. Burns just a freshman, 2 out of Tecumseh. There's a slider. Outside inside for Belmore. 3 balls and 2 strikes after a 3-0 count. 2 outs, runner at third. See what the payoff pitch will be. Long look by Belmore. We're in the top of the 4th in a 1-1 game. Slider swung on. Center field, Demand hesitates and ranges left, makes the grab. Single does not hurt the Flying Dutchman as Adrian leaves their second runner in scoring position. Hope will bat in a 1-1 tie when we come back.
was made for this. I was made for this. I was made for this. Yeah, yeah.
Hope students are challenged to dig deeper. They're challenged to find their calling and shape their future. They're taught to empower their talents, chase their dreams, and encouraged to make a difference. The Hope student body is ready to change the world.
Jackson Clark making his 10th start of the year for Adrian. And the junior out of Clinton, Ohio, Massillon Jackson High School. He's induced 6 flyouts or pop-outs out of the 7 field outs for Adrian. And I was looking at Belmore's stats that started for Hope. Out of his 10 outs, 9 have been in the air. So there's been a lot of activity other than ground balls. And I say that because with the sun, you think at some point this high sun and no clouds could create some defensive pressure. It was the first pitch in for a strike to Stratman. Second double of the year brought home Elliot Peter. Tie up the game back in the first. Jackson Clark, who doesn't walk anybody, came in with just 14 walks and 56-plus innings. Hit high in the air to right field. Hayward, shielding his eyes from the sun with his glove, makes the grab as Stratman flies out to right. 1 up, 1 down. Freshman Corbin Bennett popped out in foul territory. First base side is only time up. Another one into right field. Hayward getting a workout. Makes the grab for out number 2. 4 pitches, 2 outs. Third out by Hayward out in right field. 2 gone for the power hitter, Cade Seabaugh. 6 home runs this year, and all have come in the last 10 games, including 3 of his last 4, and none more dramatic than that walk-off right here at Boovie last Friday as he dropped it just left a straightaway center field. By the way, 330 down the lines, 385 to the left center power gap, 355 to right center, and a 360 straight away thanks to some strong detective work and intense engineering calculations. We finally find out how deep straightaway center is. So the power alley at 385 in left center, the deepest part of the ballpark. 2-2 pitch to Seabaugh. Fouls it left side. 7 home run, 27 RBI last year for Seabaugh in his first full season. Tacked on a 366 average to go along with it. Swing and a miss. Late on the fastball, and Clark sends it up the ladder. Clark settling in. He's retired the Flying Dutchman's 2 straight innings and 7 straight. 1-1 our score. 4 complete here in Holland.
My name's Emma Duttmers, and I'm a communications major, and then I'm minoring in environmental studies. I play soccer. The first soccer game of my junior year, I tore my ACL. Our athletic trainer, Annie, was there for me right when it happened, and she was there for me literally every step of the way. That was definitely a huge growing opportunity for me, and it was really hard, but it really pushed me to be a leader with more of my voice because I couldn't lead by example on the field. It definitely made me take a step back and realize how much there is to be grateful for.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to share hope stories of transformational impact.
National champions for
Here come the Bulldogs offensively in the 5th inning as Mason Belmore for Hope works his 5th straight inning. And when I think of Belmore, I think of that really impressive shutout that he had against Kalamazoo last year in the MIAA tournament to propel Hope to the finals against Adrian. 6-0 victory, biggest win of Belmore's career, and the senior out of Battle Creek Lakeview. Really hamstrung the best offense in the MIAA last year in that game with a 5-hit shutout. Just walked one, went all the way, 9 innings, to pick up the victory. There's the right fielder, Lincoln Hayward. Big chopper foul, right side. We talked about Hope finishing out their season next week against Calvin. Adrian will close out against the Albion Britons, really stung by that 3-game sweep last week on the hands of the Dutchman. And for Albion, who have not been to the postseason since 2021, they were rolling, so they're going to have to regroup. Ground ball right side out of play. We talked about how tough Hope's schedule is the last 6 games of the year. Albion's got to face Calvin this weekend and then finish up with Adrian. So Hope and Albion in the same boat. High and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hayward. Hayward, Jimenez, and Boyke. Bottom 3 in the lineup for Craig Rainey. Little wave of the bat by Hayward, the right fielder. Came in at 327. Fly ball, right field. Collins shields and makes the grab for out number 1. Second time he's flown out to right field. Right field has been a popular out spot. That's the 5th time that Collins has made a play, and he had a great running grab to close out the 3rd. Off the bat of Jack Boyke, who's in the on-deck circle. But Rolando Jimenez, the second baseman, walked and thrown out at second. His only time up as he stares at a strike. Seven for 11 against Hope all time. And one of the better bats, he's going to get a check swing base hit. Didn't mean to swing, but he pops it into shallow right. 4 hits now for Adrian. Jimenez has been on twice. Double play depth for the Flying Dutchman. They've turned just 5 double plays in 15 MIAA games. But for a team who is averaging 2.5 errors per game in non-conference, they've really improved defensively. 1.7 errors in MIAA games, 15. Doesn't seem like a big improvement, but it is huge. Center fielder Jack Boyke at the plate. Lined out sharply to Collins to close things out back in the 3rd inning. 0 for his last 10. That one hit. 2-hopper to Seabaugh. Throw down to second for 1. The turn sails over the head, but caroms off something on the right side of the Adrian bench and skirts back on the field. That's going to be a throwing error in Kleinedler. His 6th error of the year. Force out. Check that. That is no error on the play. So putout goes 3-6 to second base. Boyke safe on first with the fielder's choice. 2 gone for the top of the order. Oliver showing bunt, throw down to first. Oliver walked, stole second, scored on the David Kedrow ground out and lined out to Kleinedler. His last time out. 1-hopper back to Belmore. Fires to first. Adrian has had base runners in 4 of the 5 first innings, but Belmore gets out of it once again. Adrian won. Hope College won. The Dutchmen come to bat right after this on the Hope Sports Network.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
Hope trying to break this 1-1 tie as they bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Pleased to have you along, and arguably, no, not arguably, the best weather we have seen all year. Brendan Collins batting in the number 7 slot for Ryan Doro. He'll be followed by Al Money and Dylan Kleinedler, as Money with a single back in the 2nd inning. He was stranded. It was a 2-out single. Just 2 hits allowed by Jackson Clark. And since then, since that Al Money single, he has retired 7 straight. Interesting out in left field, but Oliver makes a play. Speaking of, Al Money at the plate. 8 retired by Jackson Clark, a single by Money in the 2nd, a double by Stratman brought in the only run for Hope back in the 1st. And a pitcher, Jackson Clark, averaging just over 4 hits per 9. That's right, hits. And Money takes one on the inside and adds to his lore. He's been hit 69 times in his career. So he's been on base twice. He's out with 1 out for Kleinedler, the shortstop. Sterling Heights product, Dylan Kleinedler. 7-game hit streak for the senior, longest of his career, and he's done it with power. 12 RBI in those 7 games, 2 4-run RBI games. Money heading down to second, gets through the glove of the second baseman Jimenez, and Money is in with his 12th stolen base of the year. Puts himself into scoring position. Just the 26th stolen base against Adrian this year. And now 34 games. Good instincts by Money. He's always been just a really solid base runner. That one, big chopper left side, fielded by Darrow. Former draft pick by the Texas Rangers, the rookie head coach for Hope College, and coach against his old alma mater. He was all conference, all region, was Darrow, playing for the Bulldogs, playing for Craig Rainey. So pretty exciting that the player has become a head coach of his own. That pitch high. Updated score from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Calvin and Albion in a bit of a deadlock. It was tied last time we left them. Still tied, top of the 7th. Elma at the bat. That one right side, Burns giving chase. That'll be out of play. Kleinedler at the plate for Hope. He's always been a great fielder. But the offense in his first 3 years batting 196 collectively, but just really good to see him putting it all together as a really a regular starter. Came in batting 278. Trying to get Money home. Inside. Money at second. And one claim to fame that Kleinedler has, he's never grounded into a double play in 79 career at bats. He's got good wheels. Closed. Stands as far as the feet together. That one in the air. Right field. Hayward, who's been a busy cat, will make the grab. Money has to stay at second for out number 2. Well, I'm not sure if it's the way Jackson Clark is locating his pitches, but there's been all sorts of activity on the right side of the outfield as far as outs. Here's a bat that's been stymied a little bit. Biggest drought for Kinney in his freshman campaign. 0 for his last 11. He was hitless his last 2 games. With the power, 23 RBI, leads the team. The transfer out of Western Michigan. 3 home runs. And a rare strikeout for him as Clark got him upstairs in the strike zone. His last time up, 0 for 2. Flew out to right field back in the first. Now a chance to deliver with a runner at second and 2 gone. Clark checks and delivers. That one popped up right side. First baseman Burns slides into the Adrian bench down the first base line as that one is out of play, and Kinney with new life. Colton Kinney, a pitcher in high school. He's also listed as a pitcher on the official roster. Was recruited by Western with the potential of being a pitcher, but boy, this bat is something else. He and Kate Seabaugh just with raw extra base power. Now he's got to protect himself from the 0-2. Staves off the high fastball. That's what Clark got him out last time with. As Kinney adjusts his batting glove. Good to see his brother Grandin get a big RBI base hit in that comeback win against Albion in his first official at-bat in a Hope uniform. Inside, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, if you just joined us, ground out by Kedro for Adrian brought home the first run for the Bulldogs. Then the bottom half of the first, a 2-out double by Ben Stratman, his second of the year, and his 12th RBI has tied things up. And since then, both starting pitchers have not budged an inch. 2-2. Check swing. Did he go? He did not. That was a pitch by Clark. Oh, how do you stay off that one? Slightly close stance for Kinney. He's worked the count full with 2 gone. Lead run at second base. We're in the bottom of the 5th here at Hope. Inside, up and over the head of Colton Kinney. And Kinney draws a 2-out walk. Great patience by Colton, putting runners at first and second. And a good contact hitter at the plate for Ryan Doro's Dutchman. That's Elliot Peter, second baseman. No surprise for Kinney, though. Second on the team in walks, as he had an 0-2 count and drew a 4-pitch walk. He's at first base. Peter hits it 3-hopper to Davis. All he has to do is touch the bag at third, and the inning is over. Best threat of the day for Hope comes away empty. Still 1-1 as we head to the 6th inning right after this on the HSN.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
The River Place in downtown Holland redefines active senior living. A no-step floor plan is designed around your needs, so you can leave the worries of home ownership behind and enjoy a vibrant lifestyle right outside your door. Make the River Place your home. Visit resthaven.org/riverplace to reserve yours today.
5 in the books as Adrian bats on the top of the 6th. While we have a second, take a look at the only other action in town from Grand Rapids. Albion hanging tough. They scored a run in the 7th inning. They lead the Knights 2-1, and Albion was in position playoff-wise, but they were swept by the Dutchman. Now on the outside looking in, 2 games back out of the final playoff spot. Charging as Kleinleiter was a risk-reward play, is heading down to second. Good heads-up play off the bat of Nick Bruder. That's going to be a double for Bruder. They didn't get 30 feet past the infield, but I don't think Kleinleiter could really wait on that high chopper. 4th double of the year for Bruder. Leadoff base runner for the 3rd time in 6 innings for Adrian. Nobody out for Ryan Davis. You do not want a lot of guys when Ryan's at the plate on base. There's a slider over but low. Nothing in 1 on Davis. Doubled back in the 1st. Flew out to left field in the 4th. 5 hits now for Adrian. 2 doubles, the rest singles. Belmore has walked 2. Retired the side back in the 3rd, but Adrian has threatened in each of the other innings. Bunt down the left side. Well, you got to love that. Your big RBI home run man trying to lay one down in a 1-1 deadlock. It's been a good pitcher's duel. Interesting for Davis. As a sophomore, he had 12 home runs. That was his high water mark as far as the most in a year, but he didn't make all conference, but he made 3rd team all region. It happens every once in a while. That was a stacked Adrian team. Ground ball hit hard through the hole left side. Hesitating at second is Bruder. He'll stop at the corner. And nobody out. Adrian's biggest threat of the day comes with runners at 1st and 3rd. Davis with a 2-for-3 day. 6 hits for Adrian. Kedro 1 for 2. He had that RBI ground out back in inning number 1. See if Belmore can battle out of this. Needs a strikeout. That one a little upstairs. No strikeouts for Belmore, averaging just over 6 really all season, and in his career that's been his number. But this is a team that just, like we said, doesn't strike out. In the air, that's going to bring a run home, and maybe then some. Demand looking up, and that one is over the fence. Big bomber by Kedro, his 4th with 2 on. Create some breathing room for the Bulldogs as Kedro deposited that just to the right of that big screen in straightaway center. And it's 4-1 Bulldogs. Kedro has had all the RBIs today for Adrian. That's just the 2nd home run that Mason Belfour has allowed all year long as Bruder comes home, Davis comes home, still nobody out. So Hope trying to rally defensively. So the big bats finally get to Belmore in this 6th inning. As that slider inside Easton Rogers, the DH. Talked about the numbers for Bulldogs. 340 as a team in conference coming in. That's a tremendous team batting average. Good slider, outside corner strike called. If you take that 340 average and put it nationwide, that's 10th in Division III with over 400 teams playing. That is select company right there. Rogers 0 for 2. Flew out to right field, popped to Peter at second. Colin Janice warming up, the junior out of Allendale, Michigan. Durable left-handed arm out of the bullpen for Ryan Doro. 2-2 the count. That one just hit softly into center field, but hanging up for Demand, who makes a nice grab. 1 gone for the Bulldogs in the top of the 6th inning. They got the 4-1 lead. First baseman Jake Burns. 1 for 2 for Burns. Singled, caught stealing back in inning number 2. One of 2 base runners that Ben Stratman threw out for the first time in his career. As he bats with the bases empty and 1 out. That one well hit. Hard shot, glances off the glove of Money. And a big turn by Burns, as he will be content with a 1-out single. 2 hits now for Burns. Came in with a .430 average.
Right fielder, Lincoln Hayward.
This lineup is just relentless if you're a pitcher. And a slow walk out to the mound by the Hope College pitching coach. Well, Janice still in the bullpen. We got a right-hander as well, as Belmore's going to stay in the game. But looking at the pitch count, 72 pitches, well within a comfortable wheelhouse. But the Dogs got to him with that 3-run home run by Kedro, his 4th of the year, and his 42nd RBI. By the way, Kedro leads the team, the all-conference catcher from last year. 1 out, runner at first. Ground ball. Chance for 2. Peter turns, bobbles a baseball, throws to first, not in time. He looked towards second before he had it in the glove, and for Elliott Peter, couldn't make any out. First error of the day for the Flying Dutchman. And the inning continues for Adrian with 2 on, 1 out for Rolando Jimenez, the second baseman, who's been on twice. Singled his last time up and a walk back in the second, improving on his .278 average. He had a nice game against Hope in that MIAA tournament game. Went 3 for 3 in that 8-3 victory. Kleinledler to third. And a hard slide as Money gets spiked, as coming in hard to third base is Burns. And Money trying to walk it off, but man, oh man, Burns will be out at third. That is one tough kid at the hot corner for Hope. Hope fans not too happy, thought it was a high slide. But it looked like a late slide by Burns, so he still had his lead leg in the air, his right leg in the air. But out number 2, Jimenez at first on the fielder's choice. At second base is Hayward, 2 out for Jack Boyke. Would love nothing better, would Boyke, to break his 0 for 11 Schneid. With the Bulldogs up 4-1. Chopper hits the bag, fielded by Peter. Throw to first, not in time. The base is part of the playing field, and fortuitous break for Peter just to have it bounce to him, but couldn't get it in time to Boyke, who has good speed. So Boyke, his first hit in 12 at-bats, loads the bases for the top of the order, and Cam Oliver, the left fielder. Light hitting as far as extra base power, but a good average, .338 for Oliver. That one low in the zone for ball 1. 4-8-1 for Adrian. 1-2-2 for the Flying Dutchman. No place to put Cam Oliver. There's a strike taken all the way. That one upstairs. 2 balls, 1 strike. For Oliver, the sophomore, really had a good non-conference portion of his sophomore season, but at .364, and has really stayed on at .325 in 13 conference games. Had some speed. Good left fielder. Boy, strike zone getting a little tight. 3 balls and 1 strike to Oliver. Belmore with no place to put him. Oliver should get a good cookie. Pitch number 75 coming up for Mason Belmore with the bases loaded. Ground ball. Left side to Kleinedler. Bobbles a baseball. Tossed to second in time. Got him. Kleinedler stuck to it. Backhand toss to Peter. What a play. And that gets Hope out of a huge situation, even though Adrian scored 3 on the 3-run tater by Kedrow, his 4th of the year. It's 4-1 Adrian. Hope has some work to do right after this.
Gentex is a tech company supplying electro-optical products to the global automotive, aerospace, and fire protection industries. With focused competencies in design, vision, displays, software, and more, we're always looking for engineering talent. For our direct hire hourly production positions, we run open interviews Monday through Friday from 8 to 5 at our 58 East Riley facility in Zeeland. And our facilities, benefits, and culture are everything you'd expect from a world-class employer. Now's the time to join Team Gentex.
Hope students come from diverse backgrounds, ready to create an environment where truth is sought, all voices are amplified, and challenges are met with determination and confidence. The Hope student body is ready to change the world.
With our producer Tim Ramfos, I'm Mike Coleman. Calling baseball today. Beats working, as they say. As we go to the bottom of the 6th inning, Jackson Clark will work inning number 6, the starter for Adrian. Trying to improve on his 5-2 record, and his offense have opened the door a little bit for him with a 4-1 lead. But Clark has really done it on his own. Last base hit for Hope was back in the 2nd inning. El Money with a single with 2 out, just the 2nd hit, and a final hit for Hope. As Jace DeMann, first pitch swinging, delivers that one out of play down the right field line. 0 for 2 for DeMann, struck out. Flew out to center field, hit it deep his 2nd time up. Good contact. And he's just been running on all cylinders, the junior out of Byron Center. 6 doubles in his last 7 games. That one well hit, one hopper though, right to Bruder. Could not hit it any harder, and DeMann grounds out for the first out in the 6th. One out for the catcher, Ben Stratman. See if we can get an update from Calvin University. Knights have tied it up in the bottom of the 8th inning, or bottom of the 7th inning with a single run. Albion 2, Calvin 2 as they move to the 8th. That one in the air. Right side. Hayward in foul territory makes the grab. Wow, for out number 2. Unofficially, 6 putouts by the right fielder, Lincoln Hayward. Now leave it up to Corbin Bennett. Boy, the freshman started out modestly in his college career, 3 for his first 15. But all he has done is hit ever since, 340 batting average. Since then, he comes in with a 322 average. And really kicked it in conference play, batting .351. Ground ball. A little bit of a high hop for Bruder on the short hop, but a good stick-to-itiveness play. 3 up and 3 down. 3rd time that Jackson Clark has retired Hope in order. 4-1 Adrian through 6. We'll be right back.
Sports, like healthcare, requires commitment, teamwork, and excellence. That's why Hope College selected Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics to provide athletic training and physical therapy for all Hope College athletes. Get the care you deserve. Trust the team that exceeds expectations. The Holland Hospital and Shoreline Orthopedics Sports Medicine Collaborative.
Our students act as beacons of hope for their community. They lead with courage, conviction, patience, and strength. They're ready to change the world.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope.
Decent effort by the Hope starting pitcher, Mason Belmore, senior out of Battle Creek. The only big blemish was a 3-run home run he relinquished in his last inning of work. So Belmore done after 6. We'll look at his numbers in just a second, but Colin Janice, the junior out of Allendale, Michigan, will take over. He's a left-hander out of the bullpen, occasional starter. And for Janice, 1-1 with a 9.38 ERA, making his 16th appearance of the year, 15 of those via in relief. 23 strikeouts in 24 innings for Janice. His last outing was in that doubleheader at Albion back on Saturday. Gave up an earned run in 1/3 of an inning, but pitched on Friday here in the comeback victory, 10-9 against Albion. Picked up his first win of the year, 2/3 of an inning of perfect pitching. And that was Janice's first career victory in a Hope College uniform. Nick Bruder will lead things off as Adrian batted around back in the 6th, 3 runs in that inning. They now have 8 hits on this game, and Bruder looks at a strike. Final line for Mason Belmore, not bad. Like we talked about, the 3-run home run by the catcher Kedro. 6 innings of work, 79 pitches. Definitely had more in the tank as far as total pitches. That went high and away. 8 hits allowed through those 6. He had base runners in every inning except 1. 4 runs given up, 3 earned. A couple of strikeouts and didn't strike out a batter. And now Janice will take over. These two teams will go at it on Saturday. There's a strike to Bruder, taken all the way. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bruder came in at 303. Shortstop, made some nice plays so far in this game. Ground ball, 1 hopper right back to Janice, throw to first. And a Bruder is retired. Good positioning by Janice to make that grab. That's not a lot of reaction time. 1 gone for the third baseman, Ryan Davis. He too made a nice play back in the 5th defensively. Singled and scored in the 6th, doubled in the 1st, his 11th double of the year. 2 for 3 for Davis, came in at 328. Lefty versus the righty. Inside on the top of the feet to Davis. Ryan Davis out of Hebron, Ohio. Hebron Lakewood High School. Talked about his all-time career home run mark for Adrian College. Inside, 3-0 pitch. And a 4-pitch walk to Davis as he takes first base. But Davis, all-time leader in home runs, 5th in RBI, 8th in doubles, and 5th in total runs scored. And Kedro has been a one-man wrecking ball for the Bulldogs. Steps to the plate, the catcher out of Macomb, Michigan. All-conference last year. Out of Macomb, Eisenhower High School, and that one off the foot of Kedro. So he'll try and gather. Speaking of, another Eisenhower High School graduate for the Flying Dutchman, Steve Jorgens, the freshman, came up big for the Flying Dutchman in the second game of that doubleheader on Saturday out of Albion. Pressed into starting action. Jorgens went 3 2/3 innings in that game, gave up 4 hits, only 1 earned run, and he struck out a career-high 5 as Hope took that game 3-1 to finish off the sweep of the Britons. So congratulations to Jorgens, one of the heroes in the 3-game sweep for Hope. 4-1 Adrian, we're in the 7th. high bounder over the head of Seabaugh. That'll bound into right field. Rounding third, not stopping at all and racing. Rounding second, racing to third is Davis. Throw to second, not in time. So Kedro credited with a single. That's his third hit of the day. Davis checks into third, one gone. Table setting for Easton Rogers, the DH today, for Craig Rainey. Rogers 0 for 3, but he's hit the ball hard, lined out to center field and flew out deep to left field. His first time up in the ball game. Hit could bring home 2. 1 out. Jake Burns on deck. Burns already with 2 hits in the game. 10 for Adrian. They've averaged 12 a game in their 8-1 record over the last 9 games. Ginny's trying to get out of a jam. Came on in relief in the 7th, working his first inning. That one in the air, trouble. Collins, though, catches it at his knees, throw to home plate. Good effort, but hit a little bit too deep as Rogers with a sacrifice fly. Brings home the 5th run of the day for the Bulldogs. Davis to score. Kedro stays at second, 2 gone for Jake Burns. Couple of singles and a flyout. Came in at 430. Second in the league behind Cam Moore, the fine catcher from Kalamazoo. That big raising of the bat over the right shoulder for Burns. He's a first baseman. That slider low and inside. Just a perfect day today. Some wispy clouds on the horizon. 77 degrees for the start of this one. Adrian trying to pull off game 1 of this 3-game series. Hit hard. Backhanded stop by Kleinleiter. Lets it fly to first. Sails it over the head of Seabaugh. And Davis will cruise into home plate. That's going to be a single and a throwing error. Burns will not get credit for an RBI. 3 in the 6th and now 2 in the 7th for the Bulldogs. Right fielder Lincoln Hayward. 6 putouts in right field already today. 0 for 3. Reached base on an error last time up. Elliot Peter with a bobble at second base. 6-10-1 for Adrian. 1, 2, and 3 for the Flying Dutchman. Most errors they've had in a game in a while. Boy, Kleinedler, 2 errors in the game. He's been as good as they come in this infield for the Flying Dutchman. 7 errors on the season now for Kleinedler. Runner at first, 2 in already, 2 gone. Lefty on lefty. The 2-1. Inside, backing away Hayward. Janice has struggled at times with his walks. He's been better as of late. Taken all the way. There's a strike poured in at the knees, the fastball. Makes it 3 balls and 2 strikes. Hope's offense, riding their best wave all season long, has just been completely hamstrung by starter Jackson Clark for Adrian. He's just given up 2 hits and 1 walk. That one chopped foul. Some good contact, though, by Hope, but really right at defensive men. So they don't have a lot to show for the contact that they have exhibited. Jimenez on deck. Outside, 2-out walk. Second walk in the inning given up by Janice, and now Ryan Dorrell is going to talk to his left-hander. That might be the end of the day for Janice. Looks like we've got a right-hander coming in. See if we can get official. We think it's Thomas Bachgalupo, but we'll wait till we see the number. Janice's day is done. 2/3 of an inning. He's credited with the runners at first and second. And that is indeed Bachgalupo. Big, strong right-hander out of Midland Dow High School. Third pitcher of the day for the Flying Dutchman. Tight ball game. Match sticks in the first inning for both teams, and then Adrian with their high-powered offense turned it on with 3 in the 6th, and now 2 here in the 7th, and 2 on, 2 out for Bachgalupo. Both teams will go at it Saturday, 1 o'clock start for the first game of the doubleheader. Get some numbers for Bachgalupo. He's been very active out of the bullpen, sometimes starter for the Flying Dutchman. 2-2 record for the sophomore. 4.99 ERA is one of the really better ERAs on this ball club. Hope came in the day. ERA-wise, 5.74 is a team, 5th best in the MIAA, but almost 8 runs per game allowed overall, so the pitching has improved in conference games, but for Bachgalupo, in that 2-2 record, 30.2 innings, gives up a decent amount, I should say impressive amount, just 9 hits per 9 innings of work, and over a strikeout per 9. Opponent's batting just .254 against Bachgalupo. He's kind of versatile. He can go starter's length. He's got save potential. He's got good enough stuff. Letter winner as a freshman last year. 10 appearances with a .240 ERA. Really nice effort by him in his freshman campaign in 15 innings of work. Stingy with the hits. Pretty stingy this year as well. Last outing was at Albion. The second game of the doubleheader, Mason Belmore went 3 innings, and then Bachgalupo took over, went 5 1/3 of 2-hit shutout baseball, walking 2 and striking out 3. That was his longest stint of the year, as he picked up the victory to even his mark at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But he starts out Jimenez with 3 straight balls, runners at first and second. Adrian had the bases loaded last inning. There's a strike. And that was after the David Kedrow 3-run home run to give, at that time, a 4-1 lead to the Bulldogs. Now it's 6-1. Jimenez with 13 RBI. He's got a couple long balls. There's another strike taken all the way. Third on the team as walks is Jimenez. He's got a good eye. He awaits a 3-2. Chopper. Seabaugh falls back, dives for the bag, not in time. Seabaugh made the play, but caught his cleat on the dirt and couldn't get up as he raced to the bag, and Bachgalupo really couldn't get over in time. Jimenez with good speed. That's going to be an error on the first baseman. 7th of the year for him and the 4th of the day for the Flying Dutchman. Jack Boyke broke an 0 for 11 streak with a single back in that 3-run 6th inning. So a rough few innings on all facets for the Dutchman. Inside, no place to put Boyke, who's 1 for 3. 4 errors for the Flying Dutchman. Last time they had 4 or more was against Kalamazoo. Fielded by Peter, should end the inning, and it does. 2 in the books, though, for Adrian. They strand the bases loaded, and Hope College has to kickstart this offense. Just 2 base hits off Jackson Clark as we go to the bottom of the 7th on the Hope Sports Network.
Holland BPW is proud to support Hope Athletics and commitment to energy efficiency. It's easy for Holland BPW electric customers to get started with Home Energy 101 at hollandenergyfund.com. With Home Energy 101, learn the best ways to maximize efficiency and save on your utility bills. You also get a kit of energy-saving supplies valued at up to $300. Get started at hollandenergyfund.com today.
Are you thinking about buying, selling, or refinancing? Your title agency matters, and you have a choice. Lighthouse Title started in Holland, Michigan more than 20 years ago and has grown to over 45 locations. We are proud to be local in these communities. Visit Lighthouse Title for more information and use our online widget, Louis the Lightkeeper, to chat with someone today about how we can help you close on your new home.
There is a school whose namesake is not a founder, not a historical figure, not a state, city, or physical landmark. It is named after an ideal, a virtue, a way of life. Its name is hope.
Hope digging themselves out of a hole, or trying to, as they will face Jackson Clark for the 7th inning. Down 6-1, just 2 hits. A double by Ben Stratton brought home the only run for the Dutchman back in the first, and an Al Money single in the second, and that's been it. Clark went 8 innings his last start. That was a season high in the victory over Calvin, 12-2 in 8 innings back on last Friday, as Adrian took 2 of 3 against Calvin in that big series. Seabaugh to lead things off, followed by Brendan Collins and Al Money. There's a slider up in the zone for ball 1. Nobody has more walks in the MIAA than Cade Seabaugh. In fact, he's in the top 15 in the nation in that category. That one, home run power, but well, foul right side. My goodness. He can really give that baseball a ride. 19 RBI for Cade Seabaugh, the junior, and 14 of those 19 have come in the last 10 games, as well as all his home runs. Swing and a miss as Jackson Clark pulls a string. Outside, good eye. Nice combination of power and walkability for Seabaugh. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Off speed on the outside, and Seabaugh chases. A win for Jackson Clark today could give him the MIAA lead in total victories. He's tied with Coyle Nolan for Calvin and Cole Giesecke for Albion. We saw Giesecke in that series last week. His first pitch is chopped foul. All 3 of those pitchers with a 5-2 record. But Clark, 3-0 in his last 3 starts with a 1.28 ERA. And we can certainly see why. Really settled down after those first 2 innings. Nobody throwing at the moment for Adrian, as Clark's only thrown 75 pitches. Hasn't been pinpoint control. 48 strikes. That one backs away Seabaugh, or Collins, excuse me. But 4 strikeouts for Clark, averaging right around 5 per 9 innings of work. 15-9 in his career. This is just a great baseball culture for the Bulldogs. Craig Rainey trying to wrap up his 15th regular season title, and this his 32nd season as the head coach. Collins chases it down low. Brendan Collins came in a couple games ago with just one home run and no extra base hits as far as doubles and triples, but he turned it on in that Albion series. 3 doubles, triple, and a home run. That one's fair down the left field line. Collins, speaking of doubles, he'll race to second base with a 1-out extra base hit. After seeing that 6-run Albion lead decimated in that first game of the Albion series, nothing is impossible. We have a pinch runner at first base. I'll check that. I'm not sure if we do or not. One out, one on for El Money. Third hit of the day for Hope. 2 via doubles, and Collins with his 4th double of the year puts him on second with only 1 out. Shading him at second base is Jimenez defensively. This Adrian defense is stellar. 14 errors in 15 games. First in the league as far as fewest errors. To be fair, they play on field turf, artificial turf at Adrian. But they've always been solid defensively. High fly ball to right field. Hayward makes the grab medium depth. Collins doesn't tag. Not deep enough for Collins to make a move to third. That'll leave it up to Kleinedler with 2 gone. 7-game hit streak on the line for Dillon. Career high for him, and more importantly, chance for Hope to dig into this 5-run deficit. They're running out of time. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Boy, Kleinedler with 2 errors in this game. He had gone errorless in his last 8 games. 4 errors on the day for Hope. It's been a while. I checked that. 3 errors. They had 4. It must have changed the call. Collins with a medium lead at second. There's a strike called to start Kleinedler off with. Jackson Clark, the junior, said 13 of his 16 outs have come via the fly ball. That one juggled a little bit by Kedro into third. On the wild pitch by Clark, just his 3rd of the year. Mason Belmore went 6 innings for the Flying Dutchman. Gave up 3 earned runs and 8 hits and 6 innings of work. As a matter of fact, the 6 runs by Adrian, only 4 are earned. Inside, backing away the Hope shortstop. Final line, by the way, in the second pitcher used by Ryan Doro today for Hope. Colin Janice, 2/3 of an inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. Walked true. Didn't strike out a batter. Hope pitchers have not struck out a Bulldog yet today. And that one off the glove of Kedro, and Collins will score with ease. Boy, in one batter, Jackson Clark has doubled his wild pitch count on the season. And that will send Collins across the plate with a second run for the Dutchman, making it 6-2 Adrian. Base is empty for Kleinedler. Strike called. Kleinedler already tossing the bat. 3-1 count becomes a 3-2. Home plate umpire Justin Rutkowski with the call. 2 outs. Kleinedler 0 for 2. A pop out and a fly out. Waves at a pitch on the outside part of the plate. And Hope is retired in the 7th. They pick up a run. Collins scoring in the wild pitch. 1 base hit, 3 on the day for Hope. They still trail 6-2 as Adrian bats when we return on the Hope Sports Network.
Yeah, my name is Travis Williams. I'm the CEO of the ODC Network. I graduated from Hope in 1998. I studied biology, and then I also played football. In order to be successful, people really need more than just the academic experience, but they need people to come alongside them and help them coach them, mentor them. I find that Hope College has just been one of the best examples of being able to do that anywhere.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to help share Hope stories of transformational impact.
Bulldogs will bat with the lead as we head to the top of the 8th inning here at Hope. Some updates, women's softball action today. Alma takes the first game against Hope up in Alma, 2-1. In the second game, bottom of the 4th, Alma 2, Hope nothing. Baseball action, Albion comes into the day in 6th place, and they are 2 games out of the 4th and final playoff spot. They are trying to be the upstart, leading Calvin 3-2. As Albion bats in the top of the 9th in Grand Rapids today. And here it's 6-2 as Oliver, top of the order, left fielder, will lead things off. 0 for 3, did walk and score in that 1-run first. Bunt attempt, charging his Money, throw to first. In time, Money. Did not waste time fielding and throwing that one. Got a speedy Oliver at first base. Fine play in the bunt attempt for out number 1. Getting to the heart of the order for Adrian. Strike call, Nick Bruder. 1 for 4 today. This middle of the order has just been painful for Hope pitching. Bruder off to first base after getting hit. Brings up Ryan Davis. 2 through 6 in the order for Adrian. 10 for 18 on the day today. Including all the RBI. Davis has done his job, 2 for 3. Double, single, and a walk. He scored 2 runs. 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th for Adrian. Disrupted the 1-1 tie. That one, trouble. Giving chases. Bennett's full extension makes the grab towards the chalk line. Boy, the freshman with a well-timed diving effort robs an extra base hit from Ryan Davis. Pretty. Boy, that one might make a highlight reel. 1 out in the 8th inning, runner at first for David Kedrow. 3-run home run in the 6th inning, broke open a 1-1 tie. He had the other RBI in the day, a ground out in the first inning. So 3 for 4 for Kedrow, couple of singles and a home run. By the way, that home run was his 4th, and he's got 42 RBI now to lead his club. All-conference catcher last year. Outside is Bacigalupo working his first complete inning. 7 career home runs now for Kedrow. First in his career against Hope. That one inside, 3-0 count. Can't imagine he'd get a lot to hit with Easton Rogers on deck though, but Adrian's stacked, so you gotta pitch. They're just so deep. Deepest team we've seen all year offensively. 6-2 our score, 13 hits for Adrian. Taking a strike all the way. Adrian comes in winners of 8 of their last 9 and an ERA of 2.12 collectively in that streak. That one inside and a 1-out walk. Check out 2-out walk to David Kedrow. 4th time he's been on. Puts runners at first and second. Hit batsman and a walk sets the table for Easton Rogers. Mesa, Michigan product just south of Lansing. 13 RBI in his last 13 games for Rogers. 0 for 3 today. DH today, but plays outfield, plays a little third base. Looks at a strike in from Bacigalupo. 5-2 now. The Britons have extended the lead over Calvin. They'll go to the bottom of the 9th. Last call for baseball for Calvin. That one flared into left field. That one is trouble. That one will drop in, rounding third, heading to home. Here's the play up the line, off the glove of Stratman. Base hit single by Rogers. It's going to be a throwing error on Bennett, allowing the runners to advance as Bruder comes around to score. Kedrow to third, Rogers to second. And a 7-2 lead for the Bulldogs. It's going to be the end of the day for Bacigalupo. Got a new pitcher coming in. We'll tell you about that in just a second. As Thomas strides off the mound. It's going to be Nick Bender for the Flying Dutchman. The junior out of Caledonia, Michigan, former Caledonia Scot, Nick Bender wearing number 25. 4th pitcher of the day for Ryan Doro. And he will take over 2 out, 2 on duties with Jake Burns at the plate coming up for Bender. Big, tall right-hander, 6'7". And he's going to face one of the best hitters in the MIAA in Jake Burns, who's 3 for 4 today, 3 singles. For Bender, 2-0 record, ERA of 9.17, 17 and 2/3 innings for Nick Bender. 13 strikeouts in those innings for the 6'7 junior. Mason Belmore started for Hope, went 6 innings. Scattered 8 hits, gave up 3 earned runs. So Colin Janice, Bacigalupo, and now Nick Bender. Nick's last outing was on Friday in that comeback victory over Albion, 10-9 in 10 innings. Good effort by Bender, 3 1/3, scattered 3 hits, did not allow a run, didn't walk a batter, and struck out 2. So he's one of the heroes on that day. Jake Burns, the first baseman, came in at 4:30. Good backhanded stop by Stratman. Runners at second and third, 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th for Adrian, as well as that solo run to start things off in the top of the first. 7-2 our score. Fastball, backhanded stop by Money, whirls and throws, and Seaball leaps in the air, makes the tag in midair, and that gets Hope out of the inning. Fine play on both ends. Money with a stab at the hot corner, and Adrian is retired. They extend the lead to 7-2. Bottom of the 8th for Hope College. Bats when we return on the Hope College Sports Network.
My name's Emma Duttmers, and I'm a communications major, and then I'm minoring in environmental studies. I play soccer. The first soccer game of my junior year, I tore my ACL. Our athletic trainer, Annie, was there for me right when it happened, and she was there for me literally every step of the way. That was definitely a huge growing opportunity for me, and it was really hard, but it really pushed me to be a leader with more of my voice because I couldn't lead by example on the field. It definitely made me take a step back and realize how much there is to be grateful for.
As an invested community partner, LVZ is proud to share hope stories of transformational impact.
New pitcher for Adrian as Jackson Clark's day is done after 7 innings. Good start by the Adrian right-hander, but we'll get his numbers in a moment. But number 21, Lincoln Lipinski. No record for Lipinski, but 2.25 ERA, just 4 innings of work by the junior out of Onstead, Michigan. He does have a save on the year. This is not a save situation, but Lipinski just one hit allowed. That was a home run. So Lipinski will take over. Great effort by Jackson Clark in line to win his league-leading 6th victory of the year, as he will face number 26 for Hope, Colton Kinney, top of the lineup. Kinney 0 for 2. Kinney is snake bit today the last few games, and that one goes under the glove of Bruder. It's going to be an error on Bruder, the fine shortstop, with the bobble. Kinney's on for the second time. He walked in the 5th, still without an official hit, but he leads things off as a base runner in the 8th inning for Hope, down by 5. Elliot Peter, 0 for 2. Scored a run in the 1st. For Lipinski, his first outing of the year was against Berry College way back in Adrian's first game of the year, back on February 14th, and then he had 2 months off, so you can only speculate, if anything, an injury. As he pitched on the 16th against Trine, went an inning of perfect baseball, and then faced 2 batters at Calvin in one of the games of the doubleheader. There's a pitch up high. So not much action for Lipinski, but last year, 4-0 with a 4.15 ERA. He had 2 saves last year, so in his career, he's put up good numbers. Junior, 8-2 with a 4.15. This is his 38th appearance all time. He's made 8 starts, but mostly in relief. Taken all the way is Peter. Hope needs a rally. Down 7-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th. They're running out of outs. Throw back to first. Close call. Hope down to their last 6 outs. And Peter draws a walk. You'll take base runners any way you can. An error by the shortstop Bruder, and now a walk by Lipinski. Nobody out. 2 on. Lipinski averages about 4.5 walks per 9 in his career, so he can have a tendency to walk a batter. In the heart of the order for Ryan Doro's Flying Dutchman, Jace DeMann, they've been hamstrung by a really good starting effort by Jackson Clark, who went 7 innings, just 88 pitches in that start. As Lipinski delivers to DeMann, takes inside for a strike. Scattered just 3 hits, 2 of those doubles, but it didn't really hurt him. 2 earned runs, walked 1, and struck out 5. So now Lipinski, the second pitcher for Craig Rainey's Bulldogs. Nobody out, 2 on. Demand 22 RBI, second on the team. Check swing, slow bounder, fielded by Burns. He'll take it himself. The base runners will advance, but the first out for the Flying Dutchman in the 8th. 1 gone for Ben Stratman. RBI double in the first inning, his 12th of the year. Leads the team with an on-base percentage of .509. Swing and a miss. He waves at the off-speed. 301 average for Stratman. He batted .470 in non-conference action, but what makes him special too is nobody gets hit more than him in conference, and he's second on the team in walks, so he gets on base, finds a way, even when he struggled as far as base hits lately. 2 quick strikes on the Hope catcher. He's been on base 23 of the 26 games he has played in this his senior year. 2 on, 1 out. In the air, not deep. Not sure if this will get a run home, but that one trouble into right center field, fielded by Hayward, and Kinney will not advance. Not deep enough for the sacrifice. Third time Stratman has flown out to right field, and that'll leave it up to Corbin Bennett, the freshman. Bennett's hit a rocket to Bruder at short his last time up, but just a step to the left of the shortstop. Looking for his first base hit of the day. 3 RBI and a 3-for-8 series against Albion in 2 games last weekend. 3-quarter delivery for Lipinski. Really hides the ball well, the starter, as Bennett takes a strike. Good stop by Kedro. Wow. That would have brought one home. For Bennett, he was knocking in everything. He's got, on the season for Bennett, 23 RBI. He had 21 of those through his first 16 games, just 2 in his last 12. Bruder, backhanded. Lost it in the glove, run scored. Second error of the inning for Bruder. Came in with just 8 on the year. Brings home Kinney from third. Puts runners at the corner. Third error of the day for Adrian. 7-3 our score. Tying run in the on-deck circle and a dangerous hitter at the plate. He had a walk-off home run in last Friday's game in extras. And this guy can provide it. Second walk-off homer he has had in his career. Just his second year of full-time action. Backhanded stop by Kedro. 2 balls and no strikes to Seabaugh. He can walk with the best of them, but he's looking for a cookie. Albion has gone final. They defeated Calvin today 5-2. Seabaugh fouls one off, chased one on the outside edge. Two balls, 1 strike. Runners at first and third. 2 gone for Seabaugh. Inside. Had to hot foot his way out of trouble. For Adrian defensively, they had 3 errors against Trine at Trine about a week ago, and 4 against Calvin their last game, so that's their season high. There's a strike called. Good drop-down pitch by Lipinski. but just 31 on the year in 32 games, and 3 today. Payoff pitch coming up to Seabaugh. He's got 6 home runs, all in the last 10 games. Inside, and Seabaugh draws a 2-out walk. Error, a walk, another error, and another walk has put runners at first, second, and third. Brendan Collins doubled and scored in the 7th. That was the first hit by Hope since inning number 2 when Al Money had a 2-out single. And now we're going to get a pitching change as Lipinski will be done for the day. It's going to be a right-hander, and he will come in with the bases loaded. New pitcher is number 18, Raymond Keene, the graduate student out of Chesterton, Indiana. Big right-hander will take over. As he begins his warm-up toss, is kind of a sidearm sling. We'll get some numbers on him. Third pitcher of the day for Adrian. Both starters are gone. Hope trying to create a comeback. They've won 4 straight here at Boovie Stadium. None more impressive than the 6-run comeback against Albion last Friday. They scored 1 on a Kate Seabaugh solo shot in the 10th inning to take that victory. For Keene, no record, but an ERA of 3.55. The 12th relief appearance for Keene on the year. Just 8 hits in 12 2/3, 9 strikeouts in 12 2/3, and a 178 batting average against Keene this year. Brendan Collins trying to deliver. Hope down by 4, tying run at the plate. Peter at third, Bennett's at second, Seabaugh at first, and Hope fans trying to make some noise in the bottom of the 8th inning. Pitching from a full windup is Keene as he slings that in. And there's a base hit. 1 run in. Being waved around. Fielded by Oliver. He won't make the throw. Sliding in head first. Safe at home is Bennett's. And a 2-run single by Brendan Collins. Collins delivers on the first pitch from Keene. 7-5, Adrian. Seabaugh stops at second. 3 in this bottom half of the 8th inning for the Flying Dutchman. And Al Money, 1 for 2 officially, hit by a pitch, flew out and singled in the 2nd. That one lined over the screen off to our right. 4 hits now for the Flying Dutchman. 7 errors in this game. Final line on Lipinski. 2/3 of an inning, 3 runs, only 1 earned, 2 walks, no strikeouts, no hits, but 2 errors and 2 walks. That one in the air should end the inning as Bruder backs up. Oliver will take over in left field and make the grab as Hope is retired. But they scored 3 on the 2-run single, the big hit by Brendan Collins. RBIs 15 and 16 on the year for the junior. And Hope's making it interesting as Adrian will bat in the top of the 9th when we come back.
My name is Megan Bigelow, and during my time there, I was on the Hope women's soccer team. I decided to choose Hope because of the opportunity to be involved in multiple things. I didn't want to go somewhere where I was just a number in the field. I was able to double major, experience both a business academic load as well as economics. I loved the opportunity to really get to know my professors. Hope exceeded my expectations.
I'm Nate Bauman. As an invested community partner, we're proud to help share Hope's stories of transformational impact.
It's no secret. The best way to learn about Hope College is to spend time on our campus. The Hope admissions team invites you to a personalized visit experience you won't forget. Located in downtown Holland, Michigan, our historic campus is close to shopping and dining and just 10 minutes from Lake Michigan. We invite you to check out our campus tour options or sign up for an online tour with the Hope admissions office. There's never been a better time to see Hope College. Visit us at hope.edu/admissions.
Nick Bender will work his first full inning of relief for the Flying Dutchman as we head to the top of the ninth inning. Well, Albion wins today over Calvin, so Calvin's 2-game win streak is snapped. But more importantly, Albion puts themselves into position, needing a little bit of help, but still not dead in that race for the final playoff spot in the MIAA. With a loss, Calvin falls to 11-5, and right now they are a game and a half back of Adrian for first place in conference. Albion, as it stands right now, a game and a half back from Kalamazoo for fourth place. So that's where we stand as far as conference standing. Just one game today. Full slate tomorrow as Calvin will travel to Albion for 2, Olivet at Kalamazoo for a single, and Alma at Trine for a 9-inning single. Inside pitch to Hayward. Hayward, Jimenez, and Boyke. Two for 10 in the bottom of the lineup, but they have been on base 5 more times because of errors, walks, and hit by pitches. So really more like 7 for 15. Is that one in the air, not deep. Bennett comes in, makes the easy grab, and shallow left. Hayward retired for out number 1. Looking ahead to the Hope ninth, it'll be Kleinedler, number 9 in the lineup, followed by Colton Kinney and Elliott Peter. 9, 1, and 2 for Hope in the bottom of the ninth. They've got to get through the lineup right now as Jimenez. He's been on base every time he's been at bat, but officially 1 for 2, a single and a fielder's choice, a walk, and an error by Seabaugh. As Jimenez hit one wide of the bag at first, and Seabaugh just kind of did the splits and fell back. That one in the air. DeMann on the run, has room, makes up. And the grab is complete for out number 2. 5 pitches, 3 outs for Nick Bender as he came on in relief with 2 outs in the 8th inning. That'll leave it up to Jack Boyke. Broken 0 for 11 streak with a single back in the 8th. Looks at a strike. Oh, check that down low. Boyke out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, went to Bloomfield Hills High School, just a junior. Inside. 2-0 to Boyke. 1 for 3 officially. 7, 12, and 3 for Adrian. 5, 4, and 4 for the Flying Dutchman. Bender finally catches an edge. DeMann in center plays just a shade, step or two to right center for Boyke. He's as good a defender as you can get in MIAA. As far as players, just 3 errors in his 114 career games. As he awaits a 3-1. There's a strike taken all the way. 2 gone for Adrian in the second. Boyke 2 for 18 all time against Hope pitching. This is his 5th game against the Dutchman, the junior in his career. 3-2. Had a cookie over the outside edge and fought it off left side. Shadows starting to creep in on home plate here at the 6:40 hour here in the Lakeshore. Tall shadows exhibited by the catcher, the batter, and the umpire right at home plate. 3-2. Ground ball. High bound, fielded by Kleinedler. Plenty of time. At first, got him. 3 up, 3 down. Bender's retired all 4 batters he's faced. Last call for the Flying Dutchman, down by 2. We'll have it for you when we come back on the Hope Sports Network.
The River Place in downtown Holland redefines active senior living. A no-step floor plan is designed around your needs, so you can leave the worries of home ownership behind and enjoy a vibrant lifestyle right outside your door. Make the River Place your home. Visit resthaven.org/riverplace to reserve yours today.
Bottom of the 9th for the Flying Dutchman, a new pitcher for Adrian as Ryan Davis will move from third base to the pitcher's mound. And Gus Weeks, the senior out of Farmington High School, will take over at third. Ryan Davis, leading home run hitter in Adrian history, does have some history as a pitcher. We'll get some numbers for you. So Ryan Davis will take over the 4th pitcher used. How about these numbers for one of the leading hitters for Adrian? 1-0 with a 0.72 ERA and 25 innings of work for Davis, who started 2 games, but this is his 8th appearance in relief. Just 12 hits allowed in 25 innings on the year, 34 strikeouts, and a 145 average against Davis, the 6'3" right-hander. Looks like he can really bring it, but up high in the strike zone to Kleinedler. So we'll see if Hope has some bottom of the 9th magic. Would love to walk it off or at least send it to extras. Fouled straight back, jam job on Kleinedler. For Davis, he started at Calvin in the second game of the doubleheader in the 2-1 loss. Gave up just 2 hits to Calvin in 7 innings. That one bounded left side foul. Did not factor in that decision. That was a game where Calvin held Adrian to just 1 hit. And you look at this offense of the Bulldogs and you wonder how that's possible, but Davis was terrific. 2 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 9. That was the season high. He's trying to close it out for the Bulldogs, trying to win their 13th and their last 15. Up top, Kleinleather draws a no-out walk to start the 9th inning. 6 walks and 25 innings for Davis on the year, so he doesn't walk anybody. Colton Kinney. Home run power for sure, 3 home runs. Kleinedler with good wheels on the base pass. 4-2 career for Davis, 3.31 ERA. He's always been stingy. His team's batting just .206 against this right-hander. Slider and a good one. You know Davis is a third baseman's got to have an arm, and no surprise he's on the pitching mound right now. 84 strikeouts and 65 1/3 in his career. Nobody out, runner on first, Kinney at the bat. Tying run at the plate for Hope. Another slider as Davis tries him again. That one down in the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kinney. Colton Kinney trying to get off the schneid. 0 for his last 12. Swing and a miss. Davis pulls the string. 1-2 to the freshman. Davis, the senior, pitching to the freshman Kinney for Hope. The 1-2. Ground ball, right side slowly. Bobbled by Jimenez, throw to first off the bag. Jimenez rushed the throw. Burns had to come off first base, and everybody's safe. Slow bounder, but Jimenez had plenty of time. He just botched the grounder. We've got a pinch runner for Kinney. And that'll be Gabe Starks, the freshman out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Excellent speed at first. Excellent speed at second. Nobody out. Winning run at the plate, Elliot Peter, who had a home run in his first game of the season this year. He's got 2 on the year, and he's a run producer, 21 RBI. And Peter, who scored 2 runs today, looking for his first hit of the day. Couldn't come at a better time. Can Hope pull off the magic for the second straight home game? Peter came into the game 9 for his last 20, for 7 RBIs in his last 5. He's a base hog, too. He's been on base 16 of his last 27 at-bats. Nobody out. Nobody's turned more double plays than Adrian in MIAA conference play. But Peter, big breath, righty on righty, power versus power. Runners at first and second, corners in a step for Adrian defensively as Peter showing bunt. Deflects that one for strike 1. On deck is Jace DeMann. Heart of the order for the Flying Dutchman. Peter comes in with a batting average of .316. 304 last year as he started about half the games he played, but he's the everyday third baseman, or second baseman, excuse me. 7-5 our score. 1 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th for Hope. Yeah, there's a bunt attempt, and now Peter 0-2. He's going to have to protect. Davis, the strikeout pitcher. Walked Klein to lead things off. Easy play for Jimenez at second, but couldn't make the play. 4th error of the day for Adrian. And Hope with a chance. Nobody out, runners at first and second. Center fielder Boyke shaded to right center. From the upright stands Elliot Peter. There's a chopper. Good fight off of a pitch by Elliott. Tried to tease him with a slider on the inside edge. Big win by Albion over Calvin today. Helps Hope's cause if they can pull it out here. Davis, high heat. Maybe on the inside edge, and Peter strikes out. 1 out for Hope. 6th strikeout of the day for Adrian pitching. Jackson Clark in line for the victory. 3 saves on the year for Davis. This is a save situation. Jace DeMann at the plate. Chopper backing up is Jimenez. Throw down to second for 1. No throw to first as the force is complete for out number 2. Runners at the corner. Ben Stratman, RBI double today back in the first. Hope down 2. Kleinedler at third. DeMann at first. Nice pitch by Davis. Either a slider or a really hard curve. Drops down for a strike. Nothing in 1 on the catcher, Ben Stratman. 1 for 4 today. He's flown out 3 times to the right fielder in that RBI double in the first inning. There's another slider. Hope down to their last strike. Just 4 hits today for the Flying Dutchman, but they've manufactured 5 runs, and 3 of those in the last 2 innings. Is Adrian trying to win their 9th in 10 games. Hope has won 6 of 7. Good foul-off pitch off the handle of Stratman's bat. Stratman came in at 301, second double of the year. Gave Hope their first run. 1-1 tie after 1 inning, and then 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th for Adrian. Broke it open. 2 outs, 2 on, the 0-2. Outside. Stratman's second on the team in walks, so he's got a discerning eye. One-two, ground ball to the second side. Jimenez has it, fires to first, and Adrian closes out the victory with some big offense in the middle innings as Davis earns a save, and Jackson Clark moves to 6-2 on the year. The junior, the winning pitcher for Adrian. Fine performance for Clark, the junior out of Clinton, Ohio. And he went 7 innings, needed just 88 pitches, scattered just 3 hits, 2 earned runs, only walked 1 and struck out 5. And Mason Belmore went 6 innings. He takes the loss for the Flying Dutchman, falls to 4-6. Belmore, 9 hits allowed in those 6 innings, 3 earned runs. Didn't strike out anybody and walked 2. So Hope falls to 7-9 on the year. And now tied for 5th place with Albion in conference, as Albion a winner over Calvin today, 5-2 on the road. And Hope 12-22 overall. Congratulations to the Bulldogs. They improved to 13-3. And with that, they've opened up a 2-game lead over the University Knights of Calvin and improved to 21-13 overall and 13-3 in conference. Heroes today for Adrian. David Kedrow, he had the first 4 RBI for Adrian, 3 for 4 day. He had a ground out single and then a 3-run home run back in the 6th inning to break things open. So a good day for him. 3 for 5 by Jake Burns. And RBIs by Easton Rogers. He had 2 of them on the day for Adrian. As the final line in this one, 7 runs, 12 hits, 4 error for Adrian. 5 runs, 4 hits, 4 error for the Flying Dutchman. Not much offense today for the Flying Dutchman, but Brendan Collins had a 2 for 4 day, including both his hits in the later innings. He had a run-scoring double in the 7th and then a 2-run single back in the 8th as Hope tacked on 3 in that inning. But other than that, Al Money had a single, and Ben Stratman had an RBI double back in the 1st, and that was it. 4 hits for the Flying Dutchman, who came into the game in 6 of their last 7 games. They had averaged 12 hits per 9, but Adrian, one of the better ERAs in the Midwest, as well as the MIAA, came in with a league-leading 2.34 ERA, and we saw why, as Adrian takes this one 7-5. So congratulations to Adrian. They'll go at it again on Saturday, 1 o'clock pitch down in Adrian in Southeast Michigan for the doubleheader. I hope you can join the Adrian broadcast. They do good work down there. And I want to thank my studio producer, Tim Ramfos, for his help today. I'm Mike Coleman. Once again, our final score, Adrian falls to 7-9 in conference, tied for 5th with Albion after today's game with the 7-5 loss. Adrian remains in first place, 2 games up on Calvin with a 13-3 record. 7-5 our score. Live to do battle another day. See if Hope can rebound on Saturday. And we've enjoyed this broadcast and given it to you on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Hope you're an Adrian fan, and we enjoyed bringing it to you. From all of us here from the Hope Sports Network, we say so long. We'll catch you next week.